This is In the Final Analysis.
Hi, welcome to the In the Final Analysis Minisode. I am the Media Support Manager, Kylie, and this is our financial advisor here at Wisdom, Joe Frederick. Hi, Joe.
Kylie, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Having a good day. Excited to be
Awesome.
with you again.
Yeah, we're happy to be back on air with you all. And today we're going to be talking about what it's like to work with a financial advisor. Um, there are a lot of different titles that people can hear about financial professionals, like financial advisor, investing advisor, all these different terms for being a financial professional. And so I wanted to start off, Joe, with kind of what does it mean to be a financial advisor? What does that role mean? What does it qualify you to do?
Well, it basically qualifies you to work with people, obviously, with their investments, their retirement accounts, things like that. The idea of the financial advisor role is obviously to help people for future long term is what you're looking to do. You're looking to grow with them, get them to a point of retirement, to make sure they're in retirement that they're safe with their investments. For me personally, I mean, it's really special for me, to be able to work with people because I'm a former golf professional. Did that for 25 years before I got into being a financial advisor with Jim. And being a golf professional all those years in teaching and helping people reach their goals in golf and taking them to different levels and being able for them or to see them perform is so satisfying for me because with any client you come in contact with, the first thing you're going to do is get to know them as much as you can. As a person, what they like, their family, just everything. So, and in golf, it's basically what I did is talking to them and their goals and what they want to get to. And obviously everybody's goals being a client is you want to get to retirement and be safe. But being able to progress people along and really see them reach their goals, or when you're on the range with them in golf and they hit that one shot that you've been talking about and their eyes just light up. I get that same feeling here. Being a financial advisor and being able to work with people is really special to get them through the process, no matter whether they're really young or middle-aged or even closer to retirement, to let them know that, hey, you're going to be safe. We're going to work together and get you to your goals of what you want. You take care of the emotion part of it. Let me handle the monetary, and everything's going to be good because people are emotional. You've got the analytical people, you've got the emotional people, and then you've got the big picture people. So you've got to be able to decipher who's who and be able to work with them in those fashions. And it's really neat because every situation's different. Just like in teaching golf, every individual is different. Some are tall, some are short. You have to deal with all kinds of different things. And being a financial advisor is the same for me. I get those same feelings. It's pretty special to be able to get people where they want to go. And in their retirement, you can say, hey, you go do what you need to do, and we'll handle everything on our end. It's nice to be able to work with people and get them to their goal and see that satisfaction in them. It's great for me.
I love that. And yeah, you could not be more right. We talk all the time here on in the Final Analysis podcast about money and emotions and how
Yeah,
finance can be such a loaded topic for so many different people.
it really is. And obviously there's a lot of emotion right now. And if you watch the market and everything that's going on today, it's, I would, suggest for, stay away from the gloom and doomers.
Yes, there is
Because,
so much doom scrolling that could be happening right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for anyone
Absolutely.
listening, backward on this. We're
Yeah.
currently recording this in April of 2025, so
Right.
things are a little wild right now.
They are. They're very volatile right now. It's up and down. There's a lot there's a lot of been downs in the last month as far as the market's concerned.
So, for example, on January 3rd, 1960, the Dow was at 496 points. On March 25th of
So there's growth.
2025,
All right.
Indeed.
the Dow was over
So
42,000 points.
and so the what people are looking at in retirement is long term. Again, be patient. It's like, if you're going to fly somewhere, if I'm going to take a trip or anybody's going to take a trip, what do? We buy our ticket, we get on the plane, and we just, give our trust to the pilot, right? He's going to fly the plane. He's going to get us where we need to go, and he's going to get us there on time. We don't know what's happening outside the plane. There could be storms, that they have to fly around, and you have to weather all that stuff. And that's part of what Jim and I do, is let us weather the storm for you. We're going to get you there safely. We're going to get you there on time where you want to go. We'll weather the storm, and just be patient, and try to look at the long-term picture of where we're at. The growth is going to be there. It's going to come back. So
we are.
We have a lot of years of experience that it's going to continue to grow there, but there's always up and downs in there. And like I said, we'll weather the storm for you. We'll get you around it.
Yeah, and we love being on that long-term ride here at Wisdom. We love working with people for a very long time, and to be with them for a very long time in the future. There have been a lot of really wonderful milestones in our clients' lives that we've been able to be there through.
Oh, absolutely.
More to come, especially as people retire, or people introduce us to their younger family members, for those life stages that we can help them weather through, whether expected or unexpected.
Yeah. And just another example of that, a story. I have two daughters. They're older now. They're 19 and 21. But when they were younger, I remember every year I took them to Holiday World, which is here in Indiana. And we had a great time. It was just me and so they were always wanting to hold my hand. And I had both of them, and it's like, Dad, will you hold my hand? And I'm like, one day I was like, why don't you all hold my hand? Why don't you all take care of Dad? Instead of me holding your hand, you all hold my hand. And they both looked at me, and it's kind of like, Dad, yeah, we want to hold your hand, but I'm afraid that if something happens or I get scared, I may let go. But I know I'm safe with you, and you're not going to let me go. No matter what happens, you're going to have a hold of my hand. So I want you to hold my hand. And that's kind of what we do here. We're going to hold your hand, and we're going to always be there for you, still holding your hand, and get you through anything, no matter what comes your way in life. That's what we do here at Wisdom, and that's what we're proud of.
Yeah. And like you said, we have collectively so many years of experience behind Wisdom. I think because Jim's been doing this since the 80s, early 80s, earlier.
Oh, absolutely.
So long.
It's over 40 years. It's over 40 years, somewhere between 43 and 46 years, and he's been presidents of mutual funds, CEOs of mutual fund companies, and he's ran the gamut of being in every part of the financial business. And if you ask him, he always says, he never thought he would actually get into the financial advisor world of, because he's always been on the other side. But his knowledge is just, phenomenal. He came in this morning and was talking about the Treasury and bonds and what the interest rates are doing on bonds. And he's like, I promise you, it's going to come out, and they're going to start talking about this sooner or later on TV. I'm sitting here watching CNBC before you and I got on. Guess what they were talking about? Bonds, the Treasury, how that money affects the economy and inflation. And I walked in his office. I'm like, I give.
I know it's a little crazy, how much he talks about a topic, and then you'll immediately hear pundits talking about it. And I'm like, How did you know?
Oh, I know. Yeah, yeah, but his experience in this business and dealing with people, and it's a great position for me, an opportunity to work alongside of him because I don't have, I do worry about things, but I know I don't have to in a lot of ways because I know he is.
So
But
true.
no, I do worry just the same. But yeah, it's unbelievable what we have here at Wisdom, and obviously what he's built. I know he started Wisdom, I don't know, around 2008 or
Mhm.
2009, somewhere when the stock market kind of crashed again, and he was working at a bank, and at that point he was like, I really got to do something to help people, and here came Wisdom Financial, and we've continued down that path, and it's been a great growth.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you want to share how you got involved with us? Like, how did you and Jim meet?
Good story. Jim and I actually met golf business. He was a member at Polo Fields where I was at, and then I moved on to the Jeff Elks as the head pro GM over there, and he had a lot of his clients were in Indiana because when he worked at U.S. Savings Bank, he was over in Indiana. So he came there, and of course, we always talked and everything. And when I was kind of deciding to get out of the golf business, just because I was ready to be home with my girls as they were growing, I stayed in contact with him and talked to him, and I always wanted to come to work for him. I really did. We had such a great relationship, and I kept coming by to go to lunch or whatever, hoping to say, "Hey, come work for me," and he never did. But I'll never forget the day. It was a Thursday morning. I woke up and there was a message on my phone, and all it said was, "Hey, this is Jim Yockey. Call me. You need to come talk to me." And I was in here on a Monday, and we finally had the conversation. He said, "I've watched you for years in the golf business, and what I'm doing here and what Wisdom stands for, you get it, and I want you to come work with me and partner with me." And that's how it happened. And then so I started the process and I'd been waiting for that for years. And he admits too that he was kind of waiting for me to ask him, and I was waiting for him. So but it couldn't have worked out any better. So I started the process of getting my licenses, which you have to take the SIE, which is Security Industry Essentials, which is basically like taking an entrance exam to a school or a ACT or SAT. It's kind of the preliminary, and then you get into the college of taking the Series 7, which is everything with FINRA, is the Series 7. So that's on the federal side. So the SIE and Series 7's on the federal side. Then after that, the Series 66, which is a combination of, before you had to take the Series 63 and the 65. Now you can take the 66, which covers both of those, the 63 and 65. And that's basically state law and the state part of the licensing and how that goes. So you have the federal part, the state part. And then I also have a life insurance license because we do some business in annuities, and that you have to have insurance license with, and things like that. So that's how it got started. A simple phone call, and we partnered up 5 years ago, and like I said, things couldn't be any better. I couldn't be happier being here and working alongside of him, because it just I know my experience going forward, the knowledge and everything I'm gaining from him is going to take me really far in this business.
Oh, that's such a sweet story. I love that you two
Yeah, it
were just
was.
waiting for each other.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, people get, "Oh, y'all got such a bromance." That's what they call it. Yeah,
I love it. It's true. It's true,
it is.
everybody.
Yeah, I have to admit it is true. But yeah, but that's how it happened, and a great story. And I'll never forget, waking up that morning and having that message. And like I said, I was ready to get in here and get going. It took me a while getting my licenses. That was a struggle for a little bit.
Those tests are hard. It's like the
They are
LSATs.
they are hard, and obviously, I felt like I was going back to college, having to learn how to study again and do all that. So it was a process, but we made it through. We made it through.
We made it through.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so you mentioned that here at Wisdom we do things for retirement and IRAs, we do some annuities services. Can you kind of give everybody an overview of kind of the suite of services that we do here at Wisdom of, ways that you can work with a financial advisor?
Yeah. So the first thing we do is like one of the things with FINRA is you have to work in the best interest of the client. Um, So, the first thing we do as far as the process is we sit down with the client probably really 2 or 3 times before we do any type of onboarding, with them as far as getting them set up with any type of advice or things like that on what we're going to do with investments. But we really get to know our clients really well. Like I said, what they want to do, what they want their retirement to look like, their family situation, where they're at, if you need college for your kids, just all their goals, everything they want to do moving forward to help them obtain, and we do everything we can to get all that information so we can act in the best interest of the client. With that, then from there, we can start the onboarding process of getting all their information in, and then working with them on what they have, maybe where to invest it, what kind of risk they take. And again, like I mentioned earlier, they're all analytical people, big picture people, emotional people. So you have to deal with those things, and that's part of getting to know them and what they want to do. Because the analytical, he's going to want to know everything down to the last number, the last digit, and you have to be able to provide that information, and dealing with that type of people. The big picture people, you got to let them know to be patient and things like that. So really the biggest part of it is just getting to know the client and gather all the information you can with them so you can make a real good decision in their best interest on what they want based on those factors of risk and their attitude, their emotions, and then again their goals of what they want to do, where they want to be, what their retirement is like. The greatest thing for us is, to be able to look at a client and say, hey, here we go. You go do whatever you need to do. And you're going to be fine. You'd like to say, there's no guarantees in anything, but you'd like to say, hey, you're okay. You're never going to run out of money. Do what you want to do. But, there's a lot of work involved in that, but, it's really satisfying for us to work with our clients, along those processes of getting them onboarded. But the biggest thing is getting to know them and what they want.
Yeah, we definitely talked about this before in the Final Analysis podcast episodes of like Wisdom, like we are so client first. Like it's part of like our motto of like Wisdom cares. Like we care so much about our clients and their families and making sure that we're taking care of them and have their best interests. Like truly, like that's so deep in the heart of this of Wisdom Financial.
Yeah, there's no question, and there's proof of that. Obviously, as people get to retirement, there's unfortunate things that happen, and a lot of times well, I know in Jim's cases, in his case, he's a lot of times he's the first phone call, because people just trust him and they know that they're there for he's there for them and is going to do everything to make any type of transition easy as possible. We get invited to birthdays, we get invited to family reunions, you name it, and that's part of what we want and what we do here. It's not only just bringing clients in and things like that. It's family.
Yeah,
And
truly.
that's what we want to build, and it shows. It shows from our clients because they want us involved in their lives just as much as we want to be involved in it. And like I mentioned earlier in some of those stories, we want to be there for you, and we're going to be there. We're going to hold your hand the whole time. We're not going to let go, and we're going to weather any storm with you and make sure you're still on the right path.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Joe, for getting into all the nitty-gritty of working with a
Absolutely.
financial professional and exactly what we do here. If you want to learn more about us, listeners, you can visit our website at www.wisdomchoice.net. Sign up for our newsletter on our website. We send about once a week for new podcast episodes and special topics that we get feedback that you all want to hear about, as well as topics close to our heart, such as behavioral finance and monthly market insights. Sign up for our newsletter on our website. We send about once a week for new podcast episodes and special topics that we get feedback that you all want to hear about. And then you will also be able to get the new episodes of in the final analysis, full episodes and minisodes like this on our podcast page. Our next minisode topic will be starting going to investing special topics for generations, starting with basics for Gen Z. I'm really excited to get into that.
Yeah, that'll be great.
Yeah. All right. Thank you all so much for listening. Again, you can find all of the things that we've talked about at www.wisdomchoice.net. And thank you so much. Thanks for talking to me, Joe.
You bet. Thanks, Kylie.
Thanks for tuning in to the final analysis. We try to keep you informed. Be sure that you're on the email list and call us if you have any questions whatsoever. Discussions in this show should not be construed as specific recommendations or investment advice. Always consult with your investment professionals before making important investment decisions. Securities offered through Cambridge Investment Research, Inc., a registered broker-dealer, member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services through Cambridge Investment Research Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor. Cambridge and Wisdom Financial Management, LLC are not affiliated.